Hi, I'm Adam Brooks Weber. This is The Merry Mystic, and I'm glad you're here. Oh, I had a plan. I was going to film this episode of The Merry Mystic while sitting in an apple tree. But then I hurt my back. And someone told me that swimming was good for the kind of injury I did to my back, so I went to the local pool and swam some laps and pulled a muscle in my groin. So there's basically zero chance that I'm going to be climbing trees anytime soon. Here I am on my own front steps, but my message is about apple trees. Apple trees give me 3 lessons, which I'd like to share with you. The first one is about giving. Apple trees teach me to give what I have for giving. Of course, apple trees are beautiful models of giving, giving freely to everyone who asks of them, as Jesus told us to do. But I'm especially struck by how apples give what they have for giving, namely apples. And it inspires me to think about what I have for giving. What do you have for giving? Some of us have gifts of music or art or organization or prayer or making money. And when you give what you have for giving, it feels good, it's natural, and it's abundant. The second lesson that I draw from the apple tree is a trickier one. It is that if you're giving until it hurts, you might be doing something wrong. Apple trees give us apples and beauty, especially in the blossom season, and oxygen. But they could give us other things, like firewood. If an apple tree were to give firewood, it would quickly burn out and burn up. And I think the same kind of thing is true for people. You probably know people, like I know people, who are in the wrong job. The introvert who ends up as a salesman, or the idealist who ends up in a self-serving corporation. And the same kind of thing is true in our relationships, that we end up in relationships that require us to give what we don't have for giving. Now this is a trickier lesson, as I said, because sometimes self-sacrifice is important. It's the right thing to do. But not all the time. Not even, I would say, most of the time. Most of the time, giving is supposed to be natural, is supposed to be giving from our own abundance, like apple trees give apples. The third lesson that I would draw from the apple tree is a lesson in receiving. What the apple tree gives is obvious, but what does it receive? It needs water, it needs sunlight, carbon dioxide, needs a whole host of nutrients that it draws from the soil. And soil, it's not just inorganic dirt, it's a whole web of life. A handful of soil has hundreds of millions of organisms in it, bacteria and fungi and nematodes and springtails and earthworms and a whole host of organisms that form a community that give plants what they need. Jesus said, it's more blessed to give than to receive. Or at least we know that the author of the book of Acts said that, the Apostle Paul said that, Jesus said that. It may well be more blessed to give than to receive, but it's still blessed to receive. To give someone else the chance to experience the blessing of giving to you, and to receive what you need in order to continue a balanced and healthy life, giving your own fruits. So those are my 3 lessons from the apple tree. Give what you have for giving. And if you're giving till it hurts, you might be making a mistake. And it's also blessed to receive. My lessons today are drawn from the apple tree, which is a deciduous tree in the rose family, part of the great angiosperm family, in the plant kingdom of life on the planet Earth, 3rd from the sun, a star in the outer arm of the great Milky Way galaxy. May the Spirit of God carry truth to our hearts through that fragment of creation. Amen. Bye now.